Hi everyone, I'm sorry I haven't been posting up videos. I haven't posted any videos up for the last like 6 weeks or something, and it's not because I've forgotten YouTube actually. It's because I have been putting myself on an eczema challenge and I wanted to make sure whether it worked or not before putting it up on YouTube. This video is basically for anyone who suffers from eczema, but also any sort of dry skin conditions. You can use this remedy with it as well. So I am someone who suffers from eczema. I have suffered from eczema for pretty much as long as I can remember, and I've used so many different medicinal creams and prescription things and tablets and whatever. Some kind of really dodgy stuff to try and get rid of my eczema, and it hasn't worked. So I've tried your hydrocortisone creams, I've tried your tablets. I used to take antihistamine tablets and things to try and solve my eczema. No. I've tried going completely cold turkey. Okay, I heard that potentially apple cider vinegar, rubbing apple cider vinegar on the infected areas and having an apple cider vinegar diet was good for getting rid of your eczema. Didn't work for me. Works for some people, not for me. I've tried all sorts of things. For the past 2 years, I have been getting great results with a cream called Abidos, which I get from like 2 shops in London, and they're in places where you either know it or you don't. You know, they're kind of, you need to know where you're going, otherwise you're never going to find it. And they're also the kind of shops that kind of close after 2-3 years, so it's not a permanent fix. And this is why I decided to go on this eczema challenge, because I was using a product that will not necessarily be available for available to me for as long as I need it. This Abidos cream, it had shea butter, and it said it had a plant extract from a plant in Ghana, but then I found out later on from family friends that it actually contained steroids in it. So again, it was like hydrocortisone, and it was thinning your skin. Unlike hydrocortisone, which didn't remove the discoloration really, and left your skin really damaged. The Abidos cream did not leave your skin damaged or anything, but it was thinning your skin, and I thought really there could well be bad side effects from constantly thinning your skin. So I decided to go all natural. So okay, so the reason why I've decided to go use only natural products with my eczema is not really for political reasons. It's simply because I want to be able to manage my eczema anytime I need to. I want to be able to use products that will always be there. And of course, natural products, you know, they're not relying on a brand or anything like that. They will always be there, and that's why I like natural products at the moment for my eczema. So if you're on this eczema challenge, there's 3 steps you need to do, and you kind of need to do them. You'll probably already know-ish, but you just need to make it more concrete to yourself. So you need to know what your eczema triggers are. You need to deal with the trigger, and then as well you need to manage your eczema. You need to deal with the old damaged skin of the past, and just try and listen to yourself. So first one, know your triggers. The triggers for eczema is very different in everyone. Basically everyone has their own trigger, but basically they're in 3 broad categories: food, allergies, or your general immuno health. So in terms of food, you will already know if food is your trigger, because it might be when you eat a certain type of food that your eczema feels a lot worse. Okay, you will know. And for allergies, it might be that when you're near dust, or when you're near pets, or when you're near a lot of pollen, that your eczema feels worse. Or finally, it might be when you have a cold, or when you have a stomach ache, or when you've got this particular ailment. That's when your eczema gets worse. So you need to find out which category that you are in. If you're in the food category, it's quite easy for you. Don't eat that food. If it's the allergy situation, try not to be in an area with lots of dust. Try not to be in a place where there's lots of pets. In terms of pollen, especially if you live in a place typically around Europe, or in most places, to be honest, you're never going to be able to get rid of pollen, particularly at the summertime. So take antihistamines and take tablets like, I don't know, Claritin and things, which get those allergy tablets that sort of deal with those symptoms. If it's to do with your immune health, your general immuno health, which is the case for me, do some research on vitamins to deal with that sort of combat this problem and try to help your immuno health. Because basically what it is some people, when they take normal amounts of food, that the vitamins that they get from their normal amounts of food is enough to sustain them and to give them all the nutrients they need. But for other people, they kind of need more than most, and I'm certainly one of those people, I guess. So now I take a cocktail of vitamins, okay? I take vitamin C, because vitamin C is famous for being very good for your immune system health. I take vitamin B. Vitamin B is good for your health, but I mostly take it because it prevents you from feeling tired. And when you feel tired that you start to get, well, for me, that I start to get iller and get colds and things like that. So I want to try and not get tired. I don't want to get run down, and that's why I take vitamin B. I also take zinc. Zinc is known to be exceptionally good for immune system health, and I looked at what kind of foods contain zinc and things like that, and I realized that I could well be zinc deficient because I don't really have that much zinc. I'm a student, you know, student meals, there's not vitamin rich, let's say. And so as someone who suffers from potentially a zinc deficiency or something like that, they need to take extra supplements. So go out and buy your supplements and you'll deal with the trigger. And that's what I've been doing these past 6 weeks. And I've noticed that I've got less irritation. My skin doesn't feel irritated and inflamed because I'm targeting the trigger. So do that. And then the final way is you need to manage your eczema in general, but also you need to deal with the old damaged eczema and the damaged skin of the past and return it to what it should be. It should be supple, it should feel normal, it should never get hard, it should never crack because it's so hard. And what I've been using to deal with that at the moment, and I've had exceptionally good results, the best results really that I've pretty much ever had, is shea butter. Okay, so shea butter is the main component that I use. Bear in mind there's different types of shea butter, and I know that some people as well don't like the smell of shea butter. If you don't like the smell of shea butter and you find it maybe very, very hard, because it's quite difficult to rub into the skin if you use it completely raw, what you can do is what I did. Try and find Kenyan shea butter. It's supposed to be the tenderest of them all, and I can speak from experience. I've tried many different types of shea butter, and it really is the tenderest of them all. When it's whipped, you know, it stays soft, so very, very good in that sense. Yeah, definitely try that shea butter. And if you don't like the smell, what I do is add oils to it. So what I did is I realized that I didn't really like the smell of shea butter that much, even the tender shea butter. So I looked at oils as well, and what I came up with was lavender oil. You could also put peppermint oil in as well. These lavender and peppermint oil are good, are known to be anti-itch. So they're good to prevent itching. And of course with eczema, one of the worst things is the itching. It makes the skin more inflamed, and it's a horrible, horrible feeling. So I mixed shea butter and lavender oil together, and it's absolutely wonderful. Now, if you don't want to mix it or don't have the tools to mix it or anything like that, try and look online. There are a number of organic companies online that mix shea butter with whatever oils you want, they're absolutely perfect, and they're all natural, and they're mixed together, and you don't have to do anything. And of course, because I say, as I'm a student, I don't have, and I'm in student accommodation at the moment, I don't have the tools to be able to mix my shea butter like I would do at home. So I got one of these companies online, and they've completely mixed it up, and so it got rid of the shea butter smell. It smells like lavender, which I very much love the smell of lavender, and I don't get the itch. So I'm combating two problems with my lavender oil: no itch and no discoloration. I mean, if you can see my arm here, it used to be all black. After 6 weeks of using the shea butter and lavender, and just shea butter in general, no itch. Now, it all depends on the state of your eczema before you use it. Now my eczema, because as I say before, I was using that Abido cream, so my eczema was not at the stage where it was extremely hard and it was weeping. It wasn't at that stage yet, although if I leave it alone, like if I don't put any shea butter or anything on it, it will get like that. Come what may, it will get like that. Because I've tried it before. I tried just using just normal creams on my eczema, it did nothing. Shea butter is doing well. So you've got to see the state of your eczema's in. If it is particularly dry, I would suggest having a mixture, shea butter as your main component, so we're talking 70, 80, 90% shea butter, and then adding the oils of lavender oil to get rid of your, to try and tackle the itching sensation. If you don't have your hands on lavender oil, you can also use peppermint oil for that, does the same thing. And also I would suggest potentially using almond oil, because almond oil, I find with my skin in particular, when it was very, very dry, particularly, I mean, different areas suffer from different levels of eczema in my case, and my hair suffers from particularly high amounts of dryness, much drier than elsewhere on my body. And what I do is I have a mixture of shea butter, lavender oil and almond oil. And almond oil, I've known for a very long time, has been able to penetrate my skin really, really well and make my skin supple. I was even speaking to my mum the other day about it, and even when I was a baby, almond oil really penetrated my skin better than any other oils. So I would suggest try shea butter and almond oil, try that and see if that helps, because I have a mixture of shea butter, lavender oil and almond oil, as I say, and that is working fantastically on this area. Like, this area it's not completely gone, but the skin feels supple, the skin feels normal, and this is the main thing, and the skin doesn't itch. This is the main thing. The itch, it worsens, because the itch as well, what it does is all the good progress you've done by tackling the triggers, the itch makes you go back to the same situation, because you scratch it, you make the skin more inflamed because it's already very irritated skin. So yes, I would say join me on if you've got eczema or any skin disease, any skin condition, dry skin condition in general, you can use shea butter, and it's so good for the skin.